I try to tell people, you know, you got to be positive to get positive things to happen. But negative people don't want that. And it has to be because they've got some kind of, you know, etheric attachment that, or they're energy vampires. Like, energy vampires are people that don't make enough positive energy on their own, so they siphon energy off of you. They can take negative or positive, but what an energy vampire wants out of you is a reaction. They don't want a solution, okay? Like, my mother, you know, I had to come on a walk right now because she's in there crying and whining about how she can't do something, and, you know, just the story of her existence. It's not even anything serious. I mean, we're talking about somebody that has, for 15 years, refused to learn how to use the TV remote. That literally it's a universal remote that powers 2 devices, and she cannot grasp the concept that if you want to operate the TV, you need to hit TV. And if you want to operate the cable box, you need to hit cable. I mean, let alone the 4 arrow keys on the Fire Stick and having to change the input. My 8-year-old has to do the TV for her. My grandparents' TV was set up that way in the late 90s. Okay? But it's not that it's so hard. What it is that the mind, it's the power of the mind. Like the mind, if you say you can't do it, you won't be able to do it. You will not be able to do it. But if you say you can, and if you're determined, not only will you yourself pull inner strength that you didn't know you had, but I know that there are benevolent energies that help. I mean, I've seen like some miraculous stuff. Remember this one time, this bird flew into my deck door. And the poor thing, I mean, it was like laying down on the ground, like flopping. And, you know, I like pray over this bird, and I'm like, okay, if this bird can make a complete recovery, full recovery with no issue, let it get up, let it fly away. But if it's going to have an issue, if it's not going to be healthy, just let it die, okay? So, a few seconds later, this bird starts to get up. It starts to get up. It's going to fly away. And then flops over dead. It's like, well, damn. I went over and checked it. It's like, it's really dead. But it really did. And I really think it was that prayer over it. I think it would have otherwise gotten off the deck, flown away, and died like a longer, painful, more painful death. I really do think that that prayer that I said over that bird made it not have a terrible ending. Or is it, you know, it sped up the inevitable, I guess, maybe manifested the inevitable. I don't know. It was very strange though, because I don't know how many minutes passed over the time, but it was literally after I had said that. I mean, it was like right after I had said that, like 20 seconds later, it's like getting up. And I mean, it took it a minute. I mean, you know, it was getting up, it was going to, you know, it was gathering itself, it was gathering about itself, you know. I mean, I engaged with it for a couple minutes, and then he just flopped over dead, or she. But anyways, I don't know. There was another time on that same deck door that an owl flew into it, and it got stunned and it landed on the deck for a little bit, and in its talons it had a decapitated rat, and it flew away, but it left the rat. Alex, there's a headless rat out on the deck. I'm gonna need you to get that. Do what? He's like, oh crap, that is a man job, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. I'm not dealing with the headless animals, not today. But in all seriousness, though, people know that, I mean, people that like want to be negative, they really, really want to be engaged. Like my mother doesn't want me to sit there and tell her, well, you just need to take the time to use this TV. I mean, it's really not that hard. I mean, if you would listen to what I'm saying. Or write it down or something like that. I mean, she doesn't want me to do that. She wants me to agree and be like, oh, yeah, that technology's stupid. I'm not doing that, okay? I learned several years ago that if you can keep from engaging an energy vampire, they will move on and they will stop talking, and they really do. But now it's hard at first. It's really hard. It's really hard to bite your tongue. You know, but the only thing we can really control is our reaction to stuff. And, you know, for all you truth seekers out there trying to wake other people up, wow, that is a noble task. You got to keep in mind that we're dealing with a lot of fear-driven people, a lot of empty vessels. You know, if somebody can't, like, you know, I mean, if somebody, for example, is still spouting the official narrative for 9/11 or something, I mean, give it a rest. I mean, don't even, like, you would be much better served connecting with like-minded people and having deeper conversations that way, because, you know, the information comes from within anyways, and it's just kind of getting late in the game. And you know, and if you're newly awake, it does get better. And hell, it's not nearly as lonely as it was 25 years ago to be a conspiracy person. You know, but conspiracies, just like stereotypes, come about for a reason, because they're often true. Somebody's getting restless. What's up? You want me to hold these? Okay. No? Okay. Okay. It is kind of cold out here, but I really need, I don't know, I've got to find some kind of work that I can do part-time and from home, like ASAP. I did look into some stuff. I found some decent transcription and data entry and customer service, and I'm going to have to start applying. I've got to find, could actually, and you can teach overseas online. That's actually really, that pays well, but I'm afraid that might, I don't know, I'm going to look into it. But I got to find something. I got to do something. And, you know, I'm just being realistic here. I want to work from home for many reasons. I don't have a car, for one, and I have children, and I can't transport them to school and daycare and get to work and all that on the bus. So there's that. And the main reason now, though, is actually that I'm not wearing a mask all day. They make me physically sick after 20 minutes. Give me a raging headache. And, you know, it's really hard on me to go out into public and see the muzzles. I mean, you know, it's not even the, like, the psychopaths doing all this to us that makes me as mad as these blind followers that are just willing to believe the TV instead of their neighbor, or like people that they know love them. Like, it's like, you know that I've been your friend for like 20 years. Why on earth would I lie to you and tell you that, you know, you need to read this and you need to look at that, and you need, you know, I'm not getting paid for it. Every single one of these doctors is getting a financial incentive for pushing those vaccines. See, they do the Helgigan, whatever, dialectic. They create the problem and then they propose the solution. Well, with this particular thing, they needed people to take this thing so that the messenger RNA was turned off in the people. And so then the stuff that's in the serum will be giving the orders instead. The RNA reads the DNA. So when your RNA is turned off and something artificial is reading it, they'll be able to program absolutely anything. I mean, I posted an article the other day where scientists are able to fit over 1 million nanobots in the head of one syringe. Now, you mean to tell me that they can't? I'm telling you, people, this world is run by some evil. But, and I don't have anything to gain from it. I mean, you know, I've lost a lot. But that's okay. I mean, I'm better off losing. I mean, everything that I've lost, I needed to lose. Try to keep a positive attitude, as always. You know, our thoughts do create our reality. They really are trying to keep us down right now. And, you know, I mean, you see the headlines, it'll be like, 2 COVID deaths this weekend. Well, okay, how many suicides were there? How many demented patients starved to death or died of loneliness across the nation? How many people killed themselves? How many people overdosed? People that would not have done these things if life were still reasonably free. I mean, I guess it's got to be knocking at your doorstep for you to take a stand. Well, might not be too long, guys. Have a good day.